Hi, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Unfortunately, summer is over, another year is coming, and normal life has to resume. But at least we've got K-pop, right? So here we are with another monthly ranking, and let me tell you that I wanted to post this video sooner, but it took me literally forever to write the script because we've got so many releases this month. It was actually crazy. Of course, I possibly couldn't cover every single comeback or release in this video. I wished I could have talked about everything, but this video would have probably been 1 hour long, so I had to choose some songs over others. So please don't start commenting, why didn't you talk about this release or this one? Because trust me, I checked out basically every release, but I chose to talk about not even my favorite ones, that's pretty obvious, but about the ones that I had something to say about. So if you don't see a song in this video, it doesn't mean that I hate it or that I didn't listen to it. It simply means that I don't have any particular comment to say. One last disclaimer, I'm still trying to figure out my favorite format for this type of videos. If you've been on this channel before, you probably noticed that I love doing monthly reviews, but sometimes I rank the songs, sometimes I simply review them, that depends on my mood. This time I decided to rate them, yes, but you will not find them in a ranking order. I decided to start with the releases I had more to say about, ending with the ones for which I had little comments to say. I don't know, I just felt like it, but please let me know in the comment section what's your favorite format and if you find this one a bit confusing. I always appreciate some good feedback as long as it's respectful. I am so excited for this video because I can confidently say that so far August has been my favorite month K-pop wise. We've got so many great releases, I feel super well fed and blessed, so yeah, enough with the chit chat and let's get into it. Oh my god, you guys, I am so freaking excited for this. It feels almost surreal to cover an Everglow comeback after all this time. They came back after almost 2 years of hiatus, and to be honest, at some point I was pretty sure that they would have disbanded, but thank god that didn't happen. Before going in deep with Slay, let me just explain to you my love-hate relationship with Everglow. Okay, so basically, back when I discovered K-pop through Blackpink in 2020, for many months, I was interested only in Blackpink, basically. I was starting to know other groups, of course, but no one beside Blackpink really captivated my attention. No one except for Everglow. Their girl crush EDM music is exactly my cup of tea, is precisely the type of music that I enjoy listening the most, so they were the only K-pop group of which I added to my playlist almost every song, besides Included. However, their first comeback that I followed as a K-pop stan was First, and that song was definitely a grower to me. At first I didn't like it at all because I wasn't a fan of the chorus, but then after some time I started to notice and appreciate the other section of First, which are amazing. Then Pirate came, and unfortunately nothing is gonna make me like that song at this point. I still follow the promotions because I like the styling and I like watching them perform, but that was it. Moreover, even if I love their music, I didn't stand them because there were some things that bothered me. The first of which being the fucking line distribution, which is one of the worst in the whole industry. It's really so frustrating to see the same 2 members over and over and the other 4 completely overshadowed all the time, especially considering that my bias is Onda and she always gets little to no lines, but we'll get to this later. And second of all, I feel that the girls' skills and visuals are uneven and heterogeneous. When I look at them, I always get the feeling that they are members of different groups. Same feeling that I have with IVE, and that's something that prevents me from fully getting into the group. Regardless, the girls are obviously super talented, and again, I am a sucker for the girl crush concept and sound, and so when they announced they were having a comeback, I was so excited, but I was also really scared because after the disappointment that Parrot was, I couldn't have handled another letdown. But boy, was Slay the bop I desperately needed from them. Okay, First of all, the fact that she come back with a song called Slay, it's a slay in itself. Like, who came up with it? I wanna shake that person's hands. Second of all, I saw quite a few people disappointed with this song, and I honestly can't tell why. I like it much more than I thought I would, and I can confidently say that this is the best Everglow's title so far for me. It has topped La Di Da, and I never thought it would have been possible. I am not saying it's their best produced song or is the more unique one, okay? It's not. I'll admit it. It has a predictable structure and is nothing we've already seen. However, I am so freaking happy that during a time where Girl Crush has been unrightfully banned from the K-pop scene, Everglow proved the world that they are consistent and faithful to their sound and concept. The worst thing for me would have been for them to release a chill New Jeans style song, which is exactly the main trend right now, as we all know. But no, not Everglow. They gifted us with a catchy girl empowering song, and you know what? I needed that. I fucking needed that. I love Girl Crush, I love badass music that make me feel like a bad bitch, but right now almost no one makes this type of music anymore, so thank God Everglow decided to stay true with themselves and stick to what they're good at. This song screams Everglow in every possible way, also about what concerns the music video and the styling, these majestic yet simple sets in the MV, the third gen vibe combat outfits, everything fit together with Everglow. With them you will not have a unique concept or a, I don't know, mind-blowing music video, but you will always have quality and this predominant Girl Crush aesthetic that they nail every time. Talking more specifically about the song, the true highlight for me is the chorus. The la 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 is so catchy. You know what I love about this song is that it's badass as a Girl Crush song should be, but at the same time it's very melodic and almost nostalgic, especially in the last chorus where there is the high note of Shoyeon. The feeling that I got during the first listen was that it's the perfect soundtrack for the teaser of like an action movie or something. I don't know, that's the vibe it gave me. We've also got an amazing intro, a heavenly sang bridge, and a badass rap for Ew. Maybe the only thing that I would have done without is the post-chorus, the crazy sexy good part. But at the same time, it fits perfectly into the whole vibe, so it's not that jarring after all. About the line distribution, I saw many comments stating that the line distribution got better, and honestly, I can see it. Yes, Aisha and Dao definitely got more lines than ever, especially Aisha, but again, it's almost irritating at some point how much we see Aisha over the others. I love Aisha, by all means, she's super talented and she's my bias wrecker, so by no means I'm hating on her or anything. It's just that it's really irritating to see some members not having lines while others constantly singing in a song. It's just really frustrating and it doesn't have sense to me. Take Onda for example. She has, in my humble opinion, the best stage presence out of the whole group. Yes, you heard it right. I think she has a better stage presence than Mia for many reasons, but I will talk about it in another time maybe. She's a really good dancer and I personally love her soft voice, so to constantly see her in the shadow is just fucking painful. Also, Irene gets always little lines, but she's the center, so she generally have the killing parts of their songs, but not this time. Honestly, this is the only stain in an otherwise immaculate release, but that's unfortunately always the case with Everglow. Anyway, they slayed, pun intended, this comeback in every possible way, and I am so happy they finally came back after all this time to save K-pop and this year altogether. 10 out of 10 for me. No doubt. That's how you fucking come back, ladies and gentlemen.
How many? Fast forward.
Another comeback after 2 fucking years. The fact that Everglow and Somi both were on a hiatus for basically the same amount of time, and the fact that they came back the same month is just crazy to me. Somi is one of my favorite soloists, so as you can imagine I was anticipating this comeback a lot. Okay, so I'll cut to the chase. Fast Forward is a bit of a disappointment for me. I love the fact that she went for this 2000 house disco song. It's a genre I love and that is quite rare in K-pop. The pre-chorus followed by the beat in the chorus reminds me a lot of the songs of David Guetta, Kygo, that type of style that always feature a female singer that is in charge of the vocal parts, and then we hear the empty EDM beat of the chorus, and I honestly loved it. I love that it reminded me this type of music because it's fun. I like it. It makes me want to shake my ass without being only noisy music, even though I hate that term. However, we absolutely can't overlook the fact that in this song the entire second verse is missing, or even better, is replaced by a super short verse, which reminds me a lot of a post-chorus given the fact that it's short and that the melody is completely different from the first verse. I mean, that's a freaking post-chorus and no one will make me believe otherwise. And honestly, that just ruins the song for me. Like, you hear the chorus and you're like, wow, that's so cool, that's fire, go Somi, go and get it. And then you hear the following part and you're like, oh yeah, a badass Vogue-esque post-chorus, that's so dope. And then boom, the pre-chorus and chorus once again, and you're like, what the fuck, I literally just listened to that. I mean, really, the structure of this song is so repetitive and lazy. I don't know if the goal was to do something unique. Like, no, let's not repeat the melody of the first verse. Let's do another thing completely. But honestly, they completely missed it. When you finish listening to it, you just feel underwhelmed, even though the song is a lot, and it's the opposite of what an underwhelming song should be. But it just feels like the song lacks substance, which is such a shame given the immense potential that Fast Forward has. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy this song a lot and I think it's a dance bop, but I can't help but thinking that with a little more thought structure, it could have been so much better, especially after 2 years of waiting. Also, the rest of the songs in the mini album fall a bit flat and nothing really memorable comes out. I liked Gold Gold and I'm happy got a music video, but at the same time it gave me Lisa vibe, while I feel that the Barbie aesthetic and teenage love concept that she went for Dum Dum and Xoxo are much more her cup of tea than this badass flexing bitch better have my money vibe. But I mean, if she's happy and she wants to do different things, by all means, that's super okay for me. I was just expecting a bit more in general with this comeback. Like, think about it, she would have really nailed a pink Barbie concept, and given the fact that we'll probably see her again in other 2 years or so, it just feels a bit like a missed chance. But the beat is sick, so I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. With Better Things, I got another confirmation that I love aespa to death, even without their AI concept and Kwangya lore, which wasn't obvious, cause those are the things that made me stand them in the first place, but somehow they nailed Spicy and now Better Things, and they got me obsessed, so what can I say? They're just that group for me. I still hope they're gonna go back to their tech aesthetic, but I'm gonna eat up everything they'll release regardless, it's clear at this point. Back to Better Things, for sure it's not my favorite aespa song, it's too chill and laid back for my taste. However, their vocals hit all the right spot and take me directly into heaven, so for that I say thank you aespa. And I love the fact that even if the whole song doesn't sound very aespa, they always put some twist SM style. In this case, in the Kanti post-chorus, which is maybe my favorite part. The low tone of Karina is just wow, so iconic. Even though I'll admit I cringe a bit every time I listen to the lyrics of that part, because like I always appreciate a good flex, okay? I mean, Blackpink are my ults, so you can imagine that. But I just feel that it didn't fit at all with the rest of the song and it felt a bit forced. Even though the more I listen to it, the more it makes sense with the overall meaning. It's like, I've got better things to do with my time than wasting it with you. Sorry, not sorry. Come to see me at my sold out show if you want. So it makes sense. Maybe I'm just not used to aespa referencing themselves without talking about their avatars, Navis, Kwangya, Black Mamba, etc. Anyway, the true highlight of this release are, of course, the styling and the music video. First of all, let me just say that I'm so freaking happy that they used the outfits of the concept photos in the music video. Like, this is something that never happens, basically, and I've always been very vocal about it because it's something that I really don't get, and the fact that they robbed us of many amazing looks is just heartbreaking to me, and I was really scared that this would be the case and that it would have been such a shame, honestly, since this whole styling was amazing. Not only the outfits, very summery and colorful, but also the wavy hairstyle that suited the girls so well. And the makeup too was astonishing with these flower-shaped gems and colored eyeliner. I don't know, the visuals this era were really something else. The music video was very aesthetically pleasing and the storyline was fun because basically the girls got teleported into a beautiful underwater realm, which in reality was in a tiny cup that was in their apartment. So that was really dope. I'm also happy that we got a music show stage for Better Things before going on tour, because also the choreo is very pleasing to see and it gives off this mermaid vibe. Honestly, this whole era is giving Wings mermaid vibe, like, come on, tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna give Better Things a 7.5 out of 10, since it's not really my cup of tea, but it made me so excited for what aespa is in store for us, and I'm so fucking happy that I'm gonna go to their concert in less than a month. So freaking excited, y'all. You can only see me at a sold out show. I know aespa. And I'm coming.
G-I-F. Sheesh. Then got them fly.
So I'm not fully getting the reason behind the way they are promoting for their first mini album, because they dropped Girl Gang out of nowhere, but they promoted it in music shows almost 1 month after its release. Then they immediately released TGIF, but they never promoted it in a music show. And then just like 3 weeks after TGIF, they dropped New Dance, which is instead being promoted on music shows. I don't know, this leaves me a bit confused, and I also don't get why they didn't promote it TGIF at all. God knows I need a music show stage of this banger. Okay, let's talk about it, because this release makes me so excited, you have no idea. So I wasn't the biggest fan of Girl Gang, I like it. It's badass, it's cunty, the music video and overall concept was of course fucking mind-blowing, but for some reasons I wasn't 100% satisfied. And then TGIF came, and thank God it did, because they fucking shocked me with this one. With this song, they reached another level of cuntiness completely. Like, since the first verse of Urine, you already feel empowered and a bad bitch, which is precisely what XG songs do. Like the line, see, sheesh, thank God I'm fly, and then the beat drop, I mean, iconic. I love the runway vibe that the chorus give. I think it suited the members super well, and I like the fact that they gave to TGIF another meaning completely to the one we all expected. I fucking love the rap, and I am so happy about it, because the rap of Girl Gang disappointed me a lot, and considering that these girls are amazing rappers, that is something I can't overlook. But here it hits so hard, every section fits perfectly, even the you call it cocky, I call it true, which at first cringed me a bit, I have to admit, but now it makes perfect sense. Another part that I love is the bridge. Chisha and Yuria always deliver when it comes to bridges, and the line, sweeter than a chocolate peanut butter cup, gonna eat it up, got stuck in my head, and it's so yummy, I can't. I also like a lot the choreography, again, very runway, very edgy. But now, let's talk about the true highlight of this release, which is, again, the styling and the fucking music video. Let me tell you, the song is a bop, yes, but it wouldn't have had this impact on me if it wasn't for these two factors. With TJF, they continue this alien futuristic aesthetic that they started in Girl Gang, but if in Girl Gang they were like preparing themselves to leave this metaverse, in TJF they arrive on Earth basically. And if I tell you that I watched this music video like 100 of times, I would not be joking. This instantly became one of my favorite music videos ever. It's so fucking trippy, colorful and weird, with all these form floating blobs of slime and mystical creatures. I mean, this music video is everything I wanted and needed and more. And it screams budget in every possible way. Like, after the Girl Gang music video, I thought that was it, but apparently the budget for this mini album is fucking insane, and I am just so happy about it. And the styling, oh my god, let me start with the styling. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, but at the same time it was also aesthetic, camp and fun, and it fitted perfectly into the music video. Their long, weird nails were everything to me, and also the hairstyle was so unique, especially of Chisha. It reminds me a lot of Lola of Shark Tale. I don't know if I'm the only one to see it. Anyway, yes, obsessed with this release on so many levels. I seriously needed some stages at some point, otherwise I'm gonna freak out. I really don't get why they promoted New Dance and not this. I really don't get it. I don't have the time to cover in deep also New Dance. I just want to say that I was expecting this more chill sound and aesthetic, and that is exactly what they went for. It felt a bit weird at first that there wasn't any apparent connection with the previous releases, the futuristic metaverse alien concept that we've seen so far, but I've got this theory that after the aliens arrived on Earth in TJF, in New Dance we see them living a kind of normal life on Earth and learning a new dance, which is what the chorus says, means that they're adjusting to this new life. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Anyway, I don't have a lot to say about New Dance, honestly. It's catchy and the choreo is super fun, but the song is a bit underwhelming for me. Like, every time that I listen to it or that I watch a stage performance, as soon as the last chorus comes, I'm like, gosh, when does this end? Which is a feeling that I've never got with XG, maybe a little bit with Left Right. Yes, unpopular opinion, but I'm not the biggest fan of that song. But at least Left Right was mesmerizing some way. Like, watching them perform was very cool. Well, I feel that New Dance lacked that it factor. You could tell me that it's only a pre-release, but both Girl Gang and TJF had something unique and cool that made them stand out, while New Dance unfortunately doesn't have it for me. But anyway, I'm so freaking excited for the mini album that is gonna drop at the end of September. XG really became one of my top girl groups. I'd give TJF a solid 9 out of 10. Now drop some music show stages, come on besties. We deserve it. Triple S is really becoming a cool group for me, and I didn't exactly see it coming for many reasons. Mainly because there are so many members in general and they're being added constantly, so it's quite hard to keep up, and maybe there are gonna be many releases where like your favorites are nowhere to be found, so that's not my favorite concept ever, even though I'll admit it's unique. And then also for the age, I think the majority of the members are underage, or even if it's not the majority, they are all really younger than me, so I'm not always super comfortable watching them perform. Also, every time that I see them, I have a tiny little voice in my head that says, gosh, these girls will never see a dime for their adult activities. Maybe I'm wrong, okay, but they come from a small agency and they are a lot. So even if they were to become super successful, you'll still have to split the revenue in, I don't know, 25 people. And I don't know, I feel so sorry for them about this. But anyway, I'm digressing. Back to girls' capitalism. So I think it's maybe their title track that I like the least, because Generation was a bop, impossible to top for me. I love that song from the beginning and it's one of my favorite releases of 2022. Rising was cool, but nothing memorable. Cherry Talk was definitely a grower for me. At first I was like, this is not for me at all. But after some listens, I just fell in love with the production. The dreamy fairy instrumental got me obsessed. It's such a pretty song and the whole vibe. Girls' Capitalism instead is a nice and pretty song, Triple S style, but it always leaves me a bit underwhelmed after I listen to it. Everyone says that it's a better produced song than Generation. It's like Generation 2.0, Generation Level Up. And while I get why they are saying this, the production is for sure a bit more complex, but the similarities between the two songs are evident. I mean, the La 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 part is predominant in both the songs, but I don't know, I like Generation much more. It's more catchy and more melodic for me. However, Girls' Capitalism is not a bad song at all, but it's one of those songs that I would not add to my playlist, but I would watch the stage performances, which I did, because there's something pretty and alluring about it. I don't know if it's a matter of the song or of the choreography, with all those pretty moves to adjust their hair, all the girls next door looks of the members, but I enjoy a lot watching them perform this song. But now let's talk about my favorite thing of this release, which is, again, the music video and the concept. Okay, first of all, the title Girl Capitalism is so funny. I was like, what the fuck? But it actually makes sense once you see the MV, because in it basically we see the members as normal teenage girls that have this kind of like breakfast club, which is called Mad Money Club for sad girls, and they have all these rules like in breakfast club, like don't cry, be rich, try new food, stuff like that. And I think that is such a cool and unique idea. Plus there were some really funny scenes, like when one of the girls, sorry, I don't know the names, she wipes her tears with the money, or when they do kind of like a praying session to attract the money, or when another member eats a soap. It was so entertaining to see, and it was definitely the coolest thing of this release. I'll give it a 7 thanks to the concept and music video alone. With Bubble, I've got the confirmation that I prefer Stacey in their more mature yet elegant vibe, like with Run to You and Beautiful Monster. The fun and cute sound and aesthetic match them really well, not gonna lie, but there's something so tasteful when they do these less cute concepts that just gets me obsessed every time. I'm not like the fan number one of Stacey music, but during Run to You era I got quite obsessed with them. Like, I would binge watch their stage performances because there was something so alluring in their aesthetic. Same thing again with Beautiful Monster. I found Teddy Bear stages aesthetic and pretty, so I closely followed that era too, even though not with the same passion of their previous releases. But with Bubble, I just don't have the same interest into the promotions, even though I like the song a lot, much more than Run to You and Beautiful Monster, for example. I know that maybe it doesn't make sense to you, but as I said multiple times in my videos, in K-pop is not only a matter of music for me, but there are also many other things that play a huge role in whether I obsess over a release or not, the concept and overall vibe and the styling being some of them. So there may be cases in which I like the song but don't enjoy a lot watching the stage performances, and the other way around. And Bubble of Stacey, it's an era that falls into the first category for sure. On to the song, I really like the pre-chorus, the line "punch you like an 808", it's so catchy, but my favorite part is probably the post-chorus. I really like that instrumental, it's so fun and upright. The song is really a serotonin boost. Also the music video, it wasn't particularly aesthetic in my opinion, but that doesn't matter. It was fun, colorful and happy, which is exactly how it was supposed to be. I of course love the message of Bubble, and again I think that Stacey fits this whole positive and happy vibe super well. I found the choreo a bit cringe at times. Again, it matches the concept perfectly, so it makes sense that they went for this type of dance, very childish and quirky, but it's not very pleasing for me. That's why I don't like it a lot. So overall, even if it's not my favorite era of Stacey, the song is really good and it instantly puts me in a good mood. So I'll give it a 8 out of 10.
Killing me, Philippines, I never knew that I could.
I'm not a once, I like twice of course, but I've never been very into them, so I'm not that excited when a member debuts solo, other than Sana, which is my wife. But yeah, anyway, regardless of this, I was very curious for Gio solo because she's one of the members that I like the most, and since Pop of Nayan was so iconic, I was definitely curious. Instead, I honestly don't have a lot to say about Killing Me Good, to be honest. I mean, it's a nice song, it's not bad. It's just that nothing particularly stands out other than Gio herself and her charisma, of course. But neither the song, nor the music video, or the styling, or I don't know, the concept, or the choreography, nothing was really peculiar, or aesthetic, or interesting. I don't know, it's a debut that doesn't feel memorable at all, which is such a shame considering how talented Gio is and how much budget JYP Entertainment technically has. It does feel very Gio in some ways though, I'll give it that. 6.5 out of 10 for me. How Jisoo would put it. Not bad, but not good.
Gloss, lip gloss. I wanna taste your lip gloss. Pumping candy, you make it pop.
I generally review only girl groups related content in my channel, but I'm slowly introducing some boy groups reviews in my monthly ranking because sometimes I've got something to say about it, and this is definitely one of those times. I'll admit that I'm not the biggest fan of boy groups doing cute concepts. I prefer their badass and quote-unquote noisy music, but something about lip gloss just make me giggle. I don't know if it's the title itself, the fact that 11 gorgeous boys sing lip gloss, I wanna taste your lip gloss, if it's the cute and funny choreography, if it's the hilarious music video where they try to catch the attention of a girl in a beach, or if it's the line, I wanna make it love like a milkshake. I don't know what it is, but I swear, everything in this release makes me so fucking happy, really. I even watched some stage performances, which is, I generally enjoy watching only girl groups performances. That's why I'm a girl group stan. But this era was just too yummy and cute to not following it. And also, let's talk 1 minute about Passion Fruit, which is a B-side of the album and it's of a subunit. Okay, first of all, I've got a soft spot for songs that have food in the title or in the lyrics. I don't know why, maybe because I love food, but that's already a strong point for me. Also, the song is very catchy. More than anything, I absolutely adore the choreography. It's so energetic and just cool. And I don't know, I'm just so in love with this era overall. 8.5 out of 10.
In my baggy jeans. In my baggy jeans.
You guys have no idea how much I'm obsessed with this release. Like, I have it on replay every day. I'm not even joking. NCT U for me is by far the best NCT subunit, even though they have only 2 title tracks, Baggy Jeans being the second, but they have the best songs out of all for me. Like Sixth Sense? Come on now, I don't even have to explain myself. This song has really everything I like in a song and more. I love anti-drops, I love badass music, I love dance breaks, and Baggy Jeans really has it all. My mouth was wide open the whole time I was listening to the song for the first time. From the last line of the pre-chorus where the anti-drop actually starts, to the repetitive yet catchy chorus with the raspy and deep voices of Tan and Taeyong, from the badass post-chorus that we hear for the first time only after the second chorus, to the energetic and very NCT dance break, everything was on point, everything flows smoothly, and is so freaking catchy. I swear I was fucking shocked when I was watching the music video because throughout the song it felt like they were adding a more shocking element each minute that was passing, and at the end you are left overwhelmed because, let's be honest, Baggy Jeans it's a lot, but I honestly prefer these type of songs over the ones that are just uninteresting or underwhelming. The only part of the song that I don't really like is the melodic bridge. I feel it doesn't fit the rest of the song and it disrupts the flow a bit, but let's be honest, it's very SM. I mean, it was obvious that Baggy Jeans would have had this sudden change in the beat during a very vocal bridge. That's literally SM signature, and I personally learned to love SM's music for what it is and for its weirdness, so I'm not complaining. The only thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way is how this song could have easily been one of NCT 127 subunit or even NCT Dream for how it's worth, because by now there is no longer really a difference in sound between the various NCT subunits. Since I'm a girl group stan, I'll admit that I'm not that expert in NCT, but it's one of the boy groups that I follow the most along with Stray Kids, and I honestly can't see the point in this whole subunit concept given that they literally all have the same music and the same identity. Like, for example, NCT Dream at the beginning, if I'm not mistaken, were getting cute songs, or at least not the experimental, noisy and weird songs that NCT 127 had. But now they've got the same songs that NCT 127 would release. The only difference being that NCT Dream is basically the only really active subunit of NCT, so they constantly come back, while NCT 127 is more in a dungeon from what I've seen. And I mean, I always see Mark and Taeyeon in every comeback, no matter the subunit, they're gonna be a part of the release, which, again, I'm not complaining, they're both super talented and charismatic. It's just that I can't help but ask myself, does this subunit concept of NCT really make sense nowadays? Because, as I said, I absolutely love Baggy Jeans, but if we compare it to Sixth Sense, NCT U debut song, the difference is astonishing. Sixth Sense was very unique, it is still unique to this day, while Baggy Jeans, even if catchy and cool, it feels like an usual NCT song in every possible way, so that's the only remark that I feel I can say. But it's lay, so 10 out of 10 for me.
I got a face they like to taste, tasty, tasty, get some salt, rowdy, 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 rowdy.
I really like Storm music. I'm sorry that she's very underrated, probably because she's not Korean and she sings in English, I don't know. But their songs are bop and she's such a cutie for wanting to put CLC back together and for involving her fellow members in her songs. Last year we've got Nirvana Girl featuring no less than Yeon herself, while Songyeon was in charge of the choreography, and Nirvana Girl 2 was a freaking bop. But now we've got a featuring with Songyeon in Rowdy, and it's probably my favorite song by Sorn so far. Again, it's exactly what I want in a song. It's giving cunty and bad bitch. It's catchy, it's everything. The trio, pre-chorus, chorus, and post-chorus is the holy trinity for me. Like, I don't even know which part I like the most because they are all so freaking cool. I was expecting more from Seungyeon though. Like, I feel like she didn't get a chance to shine. She got like 4 lines and they are not that impactful, neither in terms of vocals or in rap. And in the middle of the verse, there is Sorn rap, which was freaking cool. But of course, it completely like overshadows Songyeon. I mean, if I didn't watch the music video, I probably would have noticed that it was a featuring, to be honest. The music video was clearly quite low budget, but the blurred effect was interesting and Sorn makeup was cool. Overall, I would give Rowdy a 9 out of 10.
So give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. 우린 달라졌어 lately.
I've never been interested in Brave Girls, so you can bet your ass that I couldn't give a shit they were redebuting. I mean, not to be mean, it's just that I really didn't care. So when I checked out one more time, I literally wasn't expecting anything. Instead, I was quite surprised because I kinda liked it a lot. As other many people pointed out, it's giving Mago, and Lord knows that I love Mago, so I was super happy to see those vibes again here. I have to be honest though, Mago was a grower for me, while One More Time it's a bit the opposite. It's not that I don't like it anymore, it's just that after the initial excitement, I quickly forgot about it. Maybe it was the lack of promotion, I don't know, but even watching the stage performances was quite underwhelming. Maybe because the choreo is nothing memorable, maybe because the members don't exactly have a lot of charisma. Here I said it. So yeah, it didn't age perfectly for me, but it doesn't matter. It's a cute retro bop, nothing more, and I appreciate it for what it is. 7.5 out of 10.
I know you want this body. Come take a picture.
Hyo is one of my favorite soloists, if not my favorite soloist, and I am so sorry that she's so criminally underrated. It honestly doesn't make sense to me. She's super talented, she's a dancing queen, she has charisma and a great stage presence, she's a member of one of the most famous girl groups ever, her songs are all badass bops, and yet she receives crumbles compared to the success that she should have, and I will never forgive the K-pop community for that. I mean, it's been 12 days since Picture has been released and it has yet to reach 1 million of views. Like, come on, how can she be so nugu when her group is so freaking successful? Like, I will never get it, I swear. Anyway, Picture. It's not my favorite song of her, I'll say this. It doesn't have that energetic and catchy beat that makes my ass shake like there's no tomorrow, like Dessert. And it doesn't have that uniqueness also in terms of concept and aesthetic that Deep has, for example. However, it's still a good song, it's catchy, it's empowering, it's very Hyo. It's just that I can't think of any memorable part. I just needed a bit of a twist at some point, something that would have hooked me more, because like this, again, it's a good song, by all means, it's not bad at all, but it's not something I feel I would go back to very often. I also wished for a more unique concept, an aesthetic music video, something that would make it stand out a bit more and make it more impactful. But again, it's okay, she's a queen, so I don't feel I can complain too much. It's a 7.5 for me.
다시 잠깐만 stop 늦지 않게 bro. 다시 오고 싶어 속도를 올려.
Yuri is one of my favorite soloists among the ex-IZ*ONE members because her songs are all so fucking lovely and cute. It's not exactly my style, as you may have realized by now, but watching her music videos and listening to her songs just put a great smile on my face. You should see me. Taxi is less lovely than lovable, but it's far more catchy. I think it's my favorite title track of Yuri so far. The only thing is that I think she's playing it quite safe so far. Like every X-IDZ*ONE soloist has its own flavor and characteristic, okay? We've got Yana with her quirky and fun concept, Eunbi with her elegant and tasteful music, while Yuri is again in charge of the lovely songs. So it makes sense that she's consistent with that concept, but at the same time, I wish she would take more risks, because her songs so far have been good, yes, but nothing really stand out, I think. Nothing really is that memorable, comes to my mind. So I wish for her to have more impactful releases. But for now, Taxi is a 8 out of 10 for me.
Such a beautiful city 모든 게 반짝여 홀린 듯이 난그 불빛을 따라
I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I prefer much more H1K first releases with their sport concept compared to this new empowering concept that they are having. In terms of sound, I loved Athletic Girl right from the start. It's one of my favorite debuts ever, and the sport concept gave it that unique flavor that it would have otherwise lacked. Run, their first comeback, even if it wasn't badass like Athletic Girl, it was still a catchy song and maintained that sport concept, giving it a consistency that I really appreciate. Rose Blossom instead was one of the biggest disappointments that I had in a while, to be honest. Not only in terms of concept, because the actual concept was nothing like the one that they showed us in the concept photos, which looked almost like a broken fairy kind of aesthetic, but also in terms of sound. Rose Blossom is really not my cup of tea at all, but I'm of course happy that they got success with it in South Korea, so it makes sense that they're continuing on this path of empowering lyrics, since it's exactly what made Rose Blossom resonate with so many people. It was clear the direction that they were gonna take for this comeback in the pre-release Time to Shine, and it is indeed confirmed in the title track. Seoul feels very nostalgic and very third gen, which I think it's becoming a bit of a trend to have this revival of second/third gen type of sound. I don't know, that's the feeling that I'm getting lately. It's honestly not my cup of tea as I was expecting. I like it more than Rose Blossom and Time to Shine, but still, it's not something that I would add into my playlist. However, regardless of that, he has that elegant spark, that nostalgic flavor, that make me want to check out their stage performances even though I'm not the biggest fan of the song. 6 out of 10 for me.
You make me love you, why don't you know 잠 못 든 밤꿈 같은 Marilyn love.
At first I was like, why the fuck the name of the song is a person name? But as soon as I heard the song, I got it, and I actually like when groups combine some words of the chorus to create another word for the title. Anyway, I'll be brief. Medley is not my cup of tea at all. I find it boring and underwhelming, and I am sorry about it because I actually liked a lot their debut song, but oh well, what can you do? This song too gives me third gen nostalgic vibes. I have to admit though that the music video was quite aesthetically pleasing, and overall the styling, the choreo, the whole vibe of the song makes me wanna see their music show stages. I find super pleasing to watch them, so that's something I appreciate a lot about this era. Not enough to reach a pass mark though. It's a 5.5 for me, sorry. Okay guys, this concludes this video. What are your favorite August releases? Tell me about it in the comment section, and remember to please like and subscribe if you like this video, because it would be really helpful. See you in the next one. Bye!